Here is a quick video on the poem The Farmer's Bride from the Love and Relationships anthology. Let's have a look at the lines I've chosen, the most important ones I feel. They're from the start of the poem. 3 summers since I chose a maid, too young maybe, but more's to do at harvest time than bide and woo. So obviously this is a poem that explores power dynamics in relationships, particularly where the male is particularly more in a position of dominance. This is a very patriarchal poem, but it's also sort of poking fun, I guess, a little bit at that idea. 3 summers since I chose a maid. So this idea of choosing shows this sense of ownership, okay, and shows this sense of power. A maid, this is obviously used to imply a woman. Too young maybe. So we have this sense of naivety that's emerging and the way that this person sort of steps in, but more's to do. And of course, I will just mention briefly, this is I, right? It's from that first person perspective, which is important because it shows not just the power dynamics in the relationship, but the way that the speaker has a certain power over us too. We have to listen to their perspective. But more's to do at harvest time. So we have this sort of lightly pastoral image. We're in a very rural place. And of course, the poem goes on to explore the way that, yes, this man is certainly in a position of power, but there's almost a certain naivety of his own. Like he just expected that that's the way that things were. And so he existed in that reality. But what does he say at harvest time? Well, there's nothing really much more to do than to bide, which means to wait, to wait for his woman, and woo, which means to sort of enamor and sort of bring over. So The Farmer's Bride is a very interesting poem to write about, particularly if you're writing about male-female relationships.